everybody, and welcome to the commentary zone. As you enter the room, please don't forget to give us a little thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, the notification bell, and tell a friend. This is the Real Housewives of Miami Season 5, Episode 17, Reunion Part 1. It did not disappoint, Jamal.
I mean, in full transparency, so I didn't watch it last night. I actually went on Twitter and did the hashtag RHOM just to see what was going on. And like, just watching the clips and the comments alone just let me know this was bad for old girl Alexia. I said, but let me watch, get the full context. So I watched it. I'm like, you know what? You just don't get it. You just don't get it. Larsa doesn't get it. I felt bad for Lisa being on that couch with them. She should have got her own chair and just sat next to Andy.
But the one thing we were glad to hear from Larsa, because most of the stuff that came out of her mouth just did not make sense. But when she dropped that little nugget on Lenny and the girl in the hot tub a year before, Larsa, you're supposed to be there to help Lisa.
Right.
Not roll out all the dirty laundry. Oh my God. Anyway, so at the beginning of the episode, we see them backstage, whatever, people arriving, getting hair and makeup, Andy making the rounds. They're out on the set. When the ladies come in, Andy actually drops the comment, he wishes he was straight. To do what with? Anywho, the set is actually Nicole's engagement party, that old bank thing.
Okay, she knows she was so wrong for that.
What she said to Larsa?
Yeah, she was like, Larsa, do you recognize where we are? She was like, well, no. She's like, it's the backdrop to my engagement party. I was like, you know what?
Like, I think someone said, like, ready this episode though. She came ready.
She's all like like Larsa said, like the one I wasn't invited to. I was like, yeah, pretty much that one.
Shade. But of course, Larsa doesn't even get it. She just doesn't get it. But okay. We find out Larsa's son, Scotty Jr., is playing for the Lakers, I think it is.
The Lakers,
Garrity's naked dress is 25 pounds. Julia, now I'm seeing the dress. It looks.
See? It looks. You know what? You've always said this, though. You've always said that the photos don't do the dresses justice. And I'm going to say this. Julia's dress, like filmed, like camera, looks like 100 times better than the photo.
And sitting down as opposed to standing up. That's another thing too. Some dresses look better. Like, what's she name? Garcelle last year. I hated that dress standing up, but when she sat down, it looked a lot better. Was it great? No, but it looked a lot better sitting down.
Julia, I'm like, whoa. Julia looks really good. Looked really good. I thought Adriana looked nice. Gertie looked spectacular. I don't care what nobody said. The only thing with that dress, and this is just my personal taste, she could have cut some of that bomb off that dress. It could have been a little bit higher for me.
No, my issue with it was that you were seeing the bra in it. The bra part, I didn't like that. And from an audio standpoint, that dress must have been fucking annoying, especially if you have earpieces in.
Right.
Her dress must have been a riot. It really must have been.
That's what I'm saying. Like, if it was shorter for me, that's just my taste. I think it would look better on her. Because it just would look better on her. Nicole looked good. She just looked like money. And looking at the other couch, Lisa's looked way better, like on camera. It looked way better on camera. Um, Alexia's looked worse on camera. Marisol's looked way better on camera.
I
Way
loved
better on camera.
Marisol's dress. From
No,
the
you did.
beginning,
You
I
did.
loved it.
You
I
did, but
loved
I
it.
didn't
It,
like
it.
it.
it spoke old white woman money to me.
And Larsa just looked straight off the rack. But anywho,
But
okay.
Larsa's looked like last year. Like she wears the same rag, just like wrapped differently every year.
And when Andy asked um Gertie to stand up and give us a spin, and then he asked Julie like, well, do you want me to stand up too? He's like, yeah. But she's like, yeah, go ahead. And then
Alexia was
Alexia,
like, I'm going to stand up now.
and then she said, she's like, is it very Halle Berry? And I'm looking like, where?
In
And
the
then the
back.
other cat,
In the back.
and then the other couch was like, huh?
They
No.
were like, what are you doing, girl? Nobody wants you to stand up.
Oh, she said very Halle Berry. I'm like, oh, that's a shame. Like,
She
is it
just doesn't
me?
she doesn't have like she can't read the room. She and I don't think she thinks before she speaks.
She doesn't. And here's my whole thing with Alexia. I don't understand. Like, all the ladies to me have good style. My thing with Larsa could do much better. Larsa just don't. In my opinion, Larsa don't care. That's a whole different story. But with Alexia, I'm not understanding why she just does. Alexia could come in a simple royal blue dress and kill it. Her dress looks like she tried to coordinate with Marisol and it just didn't work. With the embellishment, I'm like, that don't look good on you.
No, but you have to remember Alexia dresses to enhance the girls
They
because
got
that's
dresses for that.
she loves that T-bar neck thing going in between. She wears that
Why?
type of dress a lot from back in the day to now. For some reason, she gravitates towards that T-bar thing and she loves it. And with regards to Larsa is a one-trick pony. She's found something that works for her new figure. Um, and she just goes with it and she's not going to deviate from it because this is what she's found works for her. A color palette, a silhouette, and accents. And that's it. I appreciate Larsa far more than Alexia's taste when it comes to dressing. It's just that Larsa got a whole lot of it hanging out in places that we really don't need to see. But because Larsa wears the same thing over and over again, in my opinion, it's just become very boring. I can't tell the difference between last year's dress and this year's dress because they're very
Mm-hmm.
similar. Um, Alexia dresses for the sake of highlighting her chest. And you got to be more than your titties.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I'm saying. Um, but yeah, she really thought she was doing the do. Um, Lisa, poor Lisa. I guess they were supposed to like come in like silver and gold kind of themes, with the bank. And
Mm-hmm.
Lisa came in black because she's mourning the death of her marriage. She's in mourning. Okay, girl. But she looks so teeny tiny on that chair.
Mm-hmm.
My gosh. But she got her new boyfriend. He's
Yep.
a he's a tech millionaire. Go ahead,
Mm-hmm.
girl.
And why did Andy say he's all love? He's all love. The occupation choice. He's not looking at tits all day. Like Andy.
Well, look, Andy did the worst thing. Andy started off this episode with a shot of alcohol. Was it tequila? I think it was tequila,
Yes,
right? He gave
right.
all of these bitches a shot of tequila. For real, Andy? And you took a shot yourself, Andy. You really thought that this was going to be like a good idea. Okay. Whatever. Um what did they address first? They asked Nicole how she's afford her and Anthony how they affording their lifestyle.
Mhm.
I was intrigued. They both do very well. But what we
Mhm.
gotta realize that yeah, the house sold for 40 plus million, but they bought it for a paltry 13.
Mhm.
Basically, Anthony is has a side hustle of house flipping, and he's
Mhm.
good at it.
Very good.
He's good at it. And if Jeff Bezos' mama is happy, then I'm
Mhm.
ecstatic.
But when Nicole said y'all, when she said y'all realize we didn't buy this for 44 million, right? Oh no, Angie said it's a house for 40 million. She's on 44, and she's like, and when she said y'all realize we didn't pay that for this, right? She's like, we paid 13 million for it last year. So
Mm-hmm.
basically, what she told y'all was like, just so y'all know, we bought it for 13 and flipped it for 44. So we made $31 million. That's what she let the girls know. That's what she was telling them.
Yup.
In case they
Yup.
didn't understand what she was really telling them, I'm going to give it to you in layman's terms. What she told y'all is they made 30 million in a year.
So wait, was this when Alexia made the comment about whose money is that?
Yes.
And she was like, what was Nicole's comeback? It was
Nicole
priceless.
said Nicole said, she's like, well, I spend it like it's my money, so it's good. Oh my goodness! I'm like Nicole. Oh, she said it right
Nicole is
though.
housewife gold. She really is. She's housewife gold. I love her.
But see, here's the thing. But here's the thing. And that statement between those little statements, that tells you the different levels they're on because Nicole says like I could spend this money. Basically, Nicole let her know I could spend this money because I could make this money. You can't do this. She basically told Alexa you
Mhm.
can't do this.
You're not on
She
my
told
level.
yes, and people were saying that on Twitter last night, like how Alexia is just jealous, and because Nicole has a whole occupation, she's a whole professional, right? Like think about it.
Mhm.
When you look at Anthony and Nicole, you got a doctor, a whole doctor, and a whole
Mhm.
lawyer.
Mhm.
Alexia, and people say with Alexia, you got whatever Todd does, and she got a little mom and pop nail salon. And people were quick to let her know, like, your nail salon is not providing your lifestyle, so quit playing. And if I recall correctly, Todd had that penthouse before they got married. So I'm not sure what Alexia is talking about.
Yeah, like what and what he does, he's in commercial real estate,
Mm-hmm.
strip malls. So basically, he has strip malls. He finds them in areas that are scheduled for gentrification. He takes dumpy strip malls. He kicks out the tenants, and he revamps the strip mall, makes it real nice, and then gets new tenants and charges them an arm and a leg, and wait for the rest of the neighborhood to catch up to the strip mall. So that's what he does.
I
Good
remember you
luck.
mentioned. I remember you mentioning that. Like he's one of those
Mhm.
like was it gentrification places like that they go into like more impoverished areas, build in them
Right.
and
But he
build them
does
up
the
or something.
commercial real estate.
It's a
So
commercial. Got it.
it's like the strip mall is what he specializes in.
Got it.
So he'll go to like a crappy strip mall that has like, I don't know, dead end stores, mom and pop outlets. He'll
Hmm.
buy that and basically decide to revamp it, kicking out the tenants, and allow them to come back once the place is done over, but the rents are significantly higher now
Right.
because it's a brand new strip mall. So he has other tenants who can pay the higher rent and brings them in. And then typically the neighborhood will follow suit with the gentrification because it all starts with the strip mall.
Right.
So he's making money and extended money because he's renting out the strip malls.
Right.
So it's sustained money. But the thing is, the offices for his business, I'm not even sure if he has an actual brick and mortar office. Like, one of those communal office structures where you
Like
can
work
go
share.
and workshop. Yes. Apparently his offices was in one of those.
So are you trying to say his business operates out of WeWork?
Kind of.
Okay. Nothing wrong with that. Save on that's how you save money. Save on that overhead. Save on that rent.
But I think he had to get that just to say that he had an office, but he was doing all of this remotely.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
That's
So if you don't have any
that's kind of
overhead,
impressive.
yeah, it is. And it's like commercial real estate down here in Florida, it's big money. It's big
Mm,
money. So
I
he
got you.
he's making good money.
He's making good money.
Um but
Probably
but
funding probably
you know,
funding Alexia's nail salon business. But
Alexia's is all cash. IRS. Anywho, um, let's go on. What's next? Next they asked Julia about Martina's cancer diagnosis. She had a mammogram and they missed it a month before. They went to do the check because something was wrong with her throat. They did the scan on that and found the breast cancer. How
mm.
how is that possible? And by the way, they released new guidelines on mammograms. Ladies, follow what it is and make sure you get it done. Get your mammograms done. Because obviously, if Martina Navratilova got a mammogram and they didn't catch it, but a month later, checking for throat cancer, they found her breast cancer too. How is this working out? What's happening? This is sad, but um Julie gets a little emotional. They're lucky. It was caught early. Um, Actually, she said Martina thought that her symptoms were a side effect of the shingles vaccine.
Right.
I was like, what? Well, she says, Julia says that Martina's going to conquer this challenge just like how she's done her entire life. So good luck to you, Martina. We're wishing the best for you. Even if we don't see this documented, um, speedy recovery, because I think they caught both of them very early. So awesome. Ugh. Anything else with her segment that we missed?
No. Mm-mm.
Okay. Next, we head over to Lisa, and Andy asks her how she's doing. She says she has good days, bad days, and really bad days. Her daughter doesn't know much of what's going on, but her son has been saying some very heartbreaking things. Um, she didn't realize how long a divorce could take because they haven't even seen the judge yet, and it's going to be a fight. She's not giving up.
Well, I like the fact that
She
she said that. I like the fact that she
Yeah.
said, I'm just not gonna take anything, any crappy settlement and leave.
Mhm.
No.
No, make
And
it hard for him.
but didn't you love the part? I think it was in the segment where she said, like, you know what?
Mhm.
I work for free. And Larsa said, like,
Yes.
yeah, you helped build the spot. I'm like, thank you for acknowledging that finally. I've been
Yeah.
waiting for that.
Yeah, because someone wrote in a question questioning her spending, and she said, "Yes, it has been an issue." She was honest about that, but she said, I worked for free at those spas. She helped create those spas. Give her
Right.
credit.
And that's gonna be part of her settlement too.
Well,
Great
let's
job,
hope.
Lisa. Oh, it's considered a communal business, communal asset, and she
Mhm.
has work equity into the business. So she's gonna own either he's going to wind up giving her the spas, or
Mhm.
she's going to wind up being co-owner with him.
Mm.
See, I don't know how I'll be honest. I don't know how Florida works, but in California, California is a very common law state. That's a
Mhm.
very common law. You don't even have to be married to lay claim to half the assets. As long as you've been together,
5 years?
it's either 5 or 10 years. Communal
Mhm.
assets. That's why people love. That's why people get married in California and divorce in California because the laws are more favorable. I'm not sure how Florida works though.
Well, not only that, I heard also in California, if you hit the 10-year mark and go past that, you get more. Because ain't that what happened with Tom Cruise and Nicole Kidman? They were contesting whether he left before the 10-year mark, and she was like, "No,
Mhm.
boo, we were together on the 10-year mark," and she got that
Yeah,
bonus.
you get the bonus, and also it's a lot of factors of who did what to who and when. Oh yeah, they go through everything. That's why California divorces, when they're contested, they take so long because once someone contests, if
Um,
someone contests the divorce, like, well,
mhm.
no, this is not accurate. You go through everything, and it's a timeline.
Mm. Well, Lisa says we find out that Bravo asked Lisa if it was okay to invite Lenny. You know, with all of the Mike stuff
Mm-hmm.
that he said, and
Yep.
she was fine with it. They reached out to Lenny and he declined. I guess he figured he had said enough.
Yeah.
Her thought process on this was she thought that it would have given him the opportunity to say his piece, and it could have probably helped them. I don't know how. They talk about the hot mic moment, and Lisa says that she didn't know about it until it aired. Um, and when she saw it, it confirmed everything that she suspected. And then Larsa drops the bomb that Lenny was in the hot tub with that same girlfriend a year before, and Lisa caught them. Lisa said that yes, indeed, he was in there. It was at one of their parties. He was in the hot tub with her. The woman was a little too familiar, and she yanked Lenny out of the tub and gave the woman the stink eye. Well, that was incentive for that woman to come and get your man. So, okay. But the other ladies are kind of like taken aback that all of this happened. Let's see. Then we talk about the Formula One racing weekend where she had the confrontation with Lenny and the girlfriend that wound up on social media on the video. Um, that was interesting. And apparently her relationship with Marina is still not that great, but what do you expect? I don't
Right.
understand.
I mean, here's the
Um,
thing. And here's the thing. Like someone said, she's in a tough position because one, that's her son, and loyalty's always gonna loyalty's always gonna lie with the son. But
Loyalty lies with who's paying the bills with Marina.
can you just let me give these people some crumbs?
No.
Like Debbie said, Lenny is funding their lifestyle, so like you tend to go with the money.
Mhm. Let's see. Lisa says that she's still in the marital home. Lenny is living in a bachelor pad with his girlfriend. But at that Halloween party that he had Lisa co-host with him, um, the new girlfriend could not come because she had a restraining order against Lisa. Lenny took that opportunity to not only put out into the media that Lisa was romancing two dudes at the party, but he was also chatting up another woman at the party behind his girlfriend back.
I thought wait a minute. I thought she said he was friendly with a couple young ladies, but took one to the Rolls Royce to another party.
Yes, yes. So Lenny is living it up.
So he was so the girlfriend couldn't come because of the RO against Lisa.
Mm-hmm.
He took the opportunity to chat up a couple other females, but then took one female to the Rolls Royce to go to another party. He is a
Yes.
whole mess.
He's he's vile. He's just vile. Like, what man does this? What
Oh
man
my goodness.
does this? She says, okay, so they asked her, right? Why did he agree to do the show? Because it seems like he had full intentions on leaving her. So Andy want to know, why did he agree to do
Right.
the show?
Like
And Lisa,
why put her through all this stuff? I
right.
understood the question. Like why would he open himself to this kind of criticism, this kind of
Mm-hmm.
backlash? And
Yep.
to be honest, it's a good question because I was kind of wondering too. I'm like, wouldn't it have made more sense to say, hey, I'm not filming the season due to the fact
Mm-hmm.
that we're not in a
I
good
have a
space,
bit.
yada yada yada.
And he could have given the excuse, I have a busy work schedule. Now
Yeah,
that C19 is over, everybody wants a new titties and ass. He could have gotten away with that.
easily, and no one would have said anything. Zero.
Yep.
Then
But
because
she
everyone knows he's a top plastic surgeon in Miami. Like
Mhm.
that's no
Mhm.
secret, and no one would have batted an eye.
Yep.
But it's just weird that he would knowingly put himself in this position.
Well, she says that Lenny said that when filming was going to wrap, he was going to, break the news to her that he wanted a divorce. But apparently he's been threatening her with divorce for the entire 15 years of their marriage. She says
And
that's how they fought.
this goes back to what we were talking about, like how he took advantage of the situation. He knew she was vulnerable. He knew she didn't have anybody, so he would use that as
Mhm.
a weapon against her. And what
Mhm.
better weapon to use against someone in her position? Like, I'm gonna leave you and leave you with no one
Mhm.
and leave you with no one and nothing.
Yep. Yep. And so this is where Andy gets into the money issues about her spending on her lifestyle. And that's where Lisa admits, she worked for free at the spas. Andy asks Lisa if she still loves Lenny. And she says, right now, no. He's not the person that she fell in love with. Um, Andy asks her if Lenny was to come to her tomorrow and ask her to get back together. She says no, she wouldn't do it. And what was the new boyfriend's name?
Joey, Jody,
Joey, Jody,
I think
Jody,
it's Jody.
something like that. Um, she has a new boyfriend. He's a tech mogul, and he's the opposite of Lenny. And then you can go on and say what the shady mess that Andy said.
I mean, Andy's like, love it. He's all love the occupation. He's not looking at titties and ass. He's not looking at titties all day.
Mhm.
Beautiful.
Yep.
And that is a
So
good
true.
point, though.
Mhm. Mhm. Let's see. Next, we have Marisol and Adriana entering the stage. Friends of Marisol has her bullhorn, and Adriana has her hidden receipts. And when she brought out that bullhorn, though, I was like, the last time somebody had a bullhorn on a reunion stage, it didn't end very well.
Mm.
I had a little flashback, but I was just like, okay, never mind. Whatever. This will be different. Um, they welcome Marisol and Adriana to the set. Let's see. They asked Adriana the first question, and they want to know how Adriana could go and ask Larsa to come with her for her BBL when she was on her last season for getting a BBL.
Mm-hmm.
Larsa actually sat there and said no, she has not had a BBL. She just got fatter. And then production shows the clip from season 1.
That was a shame. That was a shame.
Oh my god.
And
She
Andy's like,
actually sat there and said, I just got fat.
so hold on. Then Andy asked, when he said, "Who actually believes that her butt is natural?" I was like, you know what?
Oh my
I was like,
lord.
Andy.
They came with the questions today, though. Marisol is Alexia's hand puppet. She looks like lamb. She does. That's true. In the all white, she does. Thanks, Kay Santos. Oh my goodness, that's a good one. Um, that was hysterical, though. Um, but Adriana goes down this narrative like she was getting a Brazilian butt lift. She is Brazilian. It's not called a Lebanese butt lift. She's not appropriating anything.
I was like, okay,
That was a reach, but it was funny.
yeah. I was like, okay. When she said, "I'm not appropriating," I'm like, what? I'm like, okay. Thank you, Adriana, for not doing the cultural appropriation. We appreciate you for that. Oh my goodness.
Wow. Alexia was so dumb. This was one of the first dumb things that she said. When Larsa sits there and says, I did not get a BBL, Alexia says, I believe it if she says it. Shut up. Just shut
Yeah,
up.
yeah.
Next they asked Marisol about her drinking. And someone wrote in a question saying if she's not scared to get near fire since she's about 80 proof, she might burst into flames.
Yeah, I just saw that Andrea's Mojito on Twitter last night, and they were like, "Oh my God, Andy asked my question." So that kind of lets me know, like, okay, you really are getting these questions from Twitter. Because I actually
Mhm.
saw the account.
Wow, okay. You need to get your shadiest questions together, Jamal. Okay, so she says that this is part of her branding for future brands. Marisol, actually, as a side note, it wasn't said, but she is starting a alcoholic beverage brand with a well-known local Miami person. So this is all part of it. For the past 2 years, she's been cultivating her cocky, culture, and now it's paying off monetarily. So go ahead. I told y'all she's a PR person. She knows
Mhm.
how to market. Um, Marisol says that Nicole drinks more than her and more than the rest of them, and that Nicole is a mean drunk. And then they show the clip back to
Mhm.
Nicole's engagement party where they were attacking Nicole's professional career, and
Mhm.
she, put hands on Marisol and shoved her. I don't think Nicole was drunk when she did that. She was just
Mm-mm.
pissed the fuck off.
That part.
But they're trying to twist it to suit their narrative. Marisol and Alexia are going after Nicole in this reunion, but they're not smart enough.
No,
They're not
not at
smart
all.
enough. Then Andy switches over to Nicole and asks her if her father's going to walk her down the aisle. And she kind of hesitates. And the other couch, because, okay, so Nicole, Adriana, Julia, and Gertie are on one couch, and then the other
Right.
couch is Lisa, Larsa, Alexia, and Marisol.
Yeah, that's all. Right.
Right. So the other couch is like, no, he has to walk you down the aisle. He don't have to.
No.
He don't have to.
And then
Nope.
they kept wanting her to accept everything about her father. Like, you just need to get over it. I'm like, here's the problem I have with that.
Mm-hmm.
You don't get to tell people like how to respond or how to act about their family when
Mm-hmm.
you're not a part of it. Like, that's her deal.
Mm-hmm.
I Nicole has the right to feel how she feels.
Mm-hmm.
And yes, you can have your opinion on it, but you don't get to tell someone how to feel or how to handle their own emotional trauma. You need to sit down. Like, that thing I did not like at all. That whole segment did not like that. No. And kudos for Nicole to tell you like,
Mm-hmm.
no, that's not going to happen that way.
Well, she had a good reasoning behind it because they were of the opinion that she said, "Well, he hasn't apologized," and the other couch was like, "Well, when he was crying," and she goes, "Okay, but he didn't say sorry." And they're like, "But that's your dad." Nicole broke it down very well. She's like, "That was one therapy session.
Mm-hmm.
And I understand you're coming from an old school cultural mentality, but that's
Mm-hmm.
not where I'm at. I actually
Right.
need the words. We need to work through this, and we're making steps, but again, the other couch can't put a timeline on this.
Right.
They can't. And she said this is not just one thing. It is a lifetime of 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 things that she's trying to work through. She said, "Okay, remember when I got hit by the car? Okay, I was in the ICU for a month, all because he was too busy talking with his friends and I got hit by a car." Like, you didn't know that part of it.
Right.
So the other couch needed to fall back on that. They needed to fall back on that. Mike's tears on the therapy couch were all well and good, but there's a lot to work through. A
Right.
lot to work through. Um, but she did thank the producers for allowing her to bring these issues up and bring them to the forefront for her to address them and start working on
Right.
them. Um, because I think she said that she probably would have ignored them had it not been for the show.
She said that. She said
Mhm,
without the show, she probably wouldn't have done the work. And I'm like, wow.
mhm. But she still ain't meet that girlfriend yet.
Right.
um, but her and her dad are spending more time together. Um, um, Larsa started chiming in, and she just
Because she had
needs.
no storyline. That's why. Because she had no storyline. That's why she
Oh
chiming
my
in. She
god.
has no packages coming up. That's why she has to chime in to make her mark.
Next up, Andy asked Larsa about Marcus Jordan, who is Michael Jordan's son, and how close they are. And Larsa admits that they're actually dating. Um, Someone sent in a question and said something to the effect of, "How is it dating someone that's closer to your son's age than to your age?" And all of a sudden, Larsa didn't understand what math was. And the other dingbats on her couch had to help her with the math. And she's like, "Well, what do you mean? What do you mean? Like, what? What? Huh? What? No. Who cares about age? We do. We do." But yeah, apparently she finally figures out. He's 32, right?
Yeah.
30, 30. She says she don't think about that, but we do.
So Ebony says, I guess because of how we want old school people to change, it's important that we can move differently. For me, it's not about old school people changing. It's more like they need to understand that the world has changed drastically from when they were young adults, and the expectations are different. And you can be old school all you want. Your family may put up with it and deal with it. They may not. But when you navigate people outside your family, you're going to have to change or there could be consequences.
It's not even change. I think just respect everyone else's like how they
Right.
should live their lives and deal with family members. It's one thing if you're in the family, I think you have a little bit more say. But if you're not in the family, then you really don't have any say at all. You can
Yeah.
have an opinion, but just like how you want me to respect your opinion, I think you should respect mine.
That I think the older school people need to understand like the world does not work on this premise of the elder is always right.
Mhm.
Like let's call a thing a thing. Now we see TikTok and videos of elders like popping off and getting beat up now. Whereas back in the day that wouldn't happen.
Mhm.
So that's where the old school mentality needs to bring itself into 2023.
Mhm.
Because you say the wrong thing to the wrong person, you just because you old on me, like I've seen on social media, just because you old on me, you can't get this work.
Oop.
And that's just
Okay.
and when I first saw that on social media, I'm like, y'all really out here doing this to the elderly people? Like when I was growing up, we would never think of that, but nowadays this is a whole new world. This is a whole new world.
The next segment we go back to Alexia, and this is where it all falls apart because they asked her about being born a star, and she's who says that they could all agree that they are all
Andy,
narcissists.
Andy, and then that's when Adriana gives
Adriana
him,
brings up the definition,
yeah,
a clinical definition, and he takes it back.
he's like, never
um,
mind.
Alexia says that's not me, regarding the definition, and Lisa says that it sounds like Lenny. Andy retracts the statement. Gertie, this is where this whole thing goes left because when Gertie pipes in and says, um, it's about a comment that Alexia made about everybody being jealous of her. Um, Alexia and Gertie start arguing. Alexia came prepared because she brings up that Gertie called herself a star last season. But it was in a
Mm-hmm.
different context. It
It, was,
wasn't,
it was
yeah.
it was let's be honest, it was in a different context in Gertie's International. Next.
Oh my God. Um,
I mean, Alexia, let's be honest, Alexia is not even local, but I digress.
oh Lord. Nicole chimes in and says that Alexia acts like a star and then puts everybody else down. Alexia says that of all of them resent the fact that she's resilient. Gertie and Alexia are arguing back and forth. Um, Alexia says Gertie is so difficult to work with. Alexia says that you're not going to castrate me like how you castrated Russell. But I don't think Gertie heard this because Gertie is still
She
hurt over
didn't.
these flowers that she didn't get a thank you for. Um, you know, Alexia, I'm gonna need you to be more consistent because you were saying during this season, this is why I wanted Gertie to do my wedding, but yet now you saying that Gertie was too difficult to work with. Gertie asked you wedding questions
Right.
and you couldn't answer them because you obviously thought she was gonna read your motherfucking mind. This is why I can't stand Alexia. That statement was wrong. I hope somebody pulls Gertie aside and tells her what was said because unlike Kempire, I am not going to wait till next season for this to be addressed. We need to let everybody know that Russell has not been castrated. I'm just like, what are you so pissed at with their relationship, Alexia? That he caters to his wife? That he'll bring her a cup of coffee in her slippers and not think anything about it? What
The
is
fact that he's
Todd
not,
doing for you?
the fact that he's not going to jail every 5 years. I mean, I digress
Okay.
though.
Okay. Alexa, you had 3 tries at the marriage market. She has had 1 and it's working.
Mhm.
And that's all I got to say. Um okay, next they asked Alexia about the remarks, the false remarks against Terry, Dr. Terry, Adriana's friend. And she's doubling down again. She's not apologizing. Um Alexia said that he is someone that Adriana rents like most of the men that associate with her. He's not her boyfriend. He just wanted to be on TV. Um, Alexia then says that Adriana wants everything that's in Alexia's life. Adriana wants her husband, her watch, the love, everything. Adriana gives Andy a text from 2021, you said,
It was
where
2020. It was 2020 or 2021. That was
yeah,
2021.
and it's a conversation between Adriana and Alexia where Alexia is stating that she has this guy for her and Adriana is like, is he married? I don't do married men for the karma. And she's like, I don't know, but if he is, it's not happy. Say what now? Say
But
what
then
now?
she said, but it was like no, but in the text, Alexia says, if I remember right, that his marriage has never been good. How do you go from that statement to like I don't know if he's married?
It's crazy. Like, Alexia is a numbnut. She really is. Complete utter waste of time. But that proves the point that Adriana don't do married men. And Alexia, it makes me think it's questionable with her, to be quite honest. Um oh, Alexia is asked about her inability to apologize. And she says, I'm sorry that I can't say I'm sorry. Lars is jumping in like a little chihuahua to defend Alexia. And everybody is just telling Larsa to stay out of it. So everybody's shutting Larsa down. So one, she doesn't have anything to talk about. And whenever she tries to jump in to just get into the action, she's getting shut down by the other ladies. This is sad. Why is Larsa on this show?
No clue.
Okay. All right. So next up, we have Nicole coming for Larsa regarding calling her kid a bastard. And Larsa says she never said that. What she said was that you had a child out of wedlock and that she didn't judge her. My thing is, by verbalizing that, you are judging her.
Right. Because those are, but when you say those type of words, they're very pointed, and you're saying them for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
Because to come up with that statement, you had to be thinking that in the first place.
Uh-huh. Yep. Yep. So then they asked Nicole about the black Amex. Um and Andy was like, I felt bad for this attorney. But wait, wasn't this where she made the comment, I think it was to Marisol about
No. No, it
This
wasn't. It
wasn't it
wasn't.
when she said to put her on the
No,
account?
it was the. It was when Alexia and Julia were talking about the Russian comment.
Oh,
And then she's all like, it's like, I'm sorry, something about the stigmatism, and that's when Nicole
oh
laughed at
yes.
her, and she's all like, it's stigma, and Marissa like, okay, handbags, and then Nicole's like, starts laughing. She's like, I'll put you on as a co-signer so you
Yes,
can get
that
one
is
too.
true. That is true. So, but with regards to the Amex on the lawyer's lap, Lisa chimed in and said, she thanked Alexia for having the event for her on her behalf, but she felt like everybody was embarrassing.
And I love that she said that.
Yeah, she had a point.
Especially when they roll back the clips.
Yeah, because Adriana and Alexia were fighting from the table before the lawyer got there. They were
Right.
fighting. Gertie was angry at Alexia. Um, who else was there? Julia was angry because Adriana was angry. It was just like a whole mess. They were fighting before that attorney got there,
Right.
while the attorney was there, after the attorney left. It was just a mess. It was a whole mess. Um, Nicole says that Alexia makes everyone work. Um, to grovel to her,
Suck
yet
her
she won't
toes.
even yeah, and yet she won't even apologize to anyone. Alexia feels like she was attacked the entire season. When I wrote down, obviously, Alexia's seating arrangement doesn't reflect anyone attacking her. Alexia tells Lisa that if she had self-confidence, that she wouldn't have allowed Lenny to do to her all of those things that he did. And all of the women on the couches are dumbfounded by this statement. Honestly, that, like, they ended off this part 1. Like, this was action from top to bottom. And this is going to be
Mm-hmm.
3 parts. So next week should be boring.
Right.
And then we get a little, juice for the final episode.
Yep. We know the Bravo formula by now.
Yeah. But that was it, y'all. Like, I think Kiki comes out. This is in the preview. Kiki comes out and her titty falls out of her blouse. Um, that's all I remember from the preview. I don't remember anything else. Do we have any husbands showing up?
We won't find that out till later.
Okay. I didn't see any of them there though, but Potomac's husbands came later. We only saw Lisa's boyfriend. That's about it. Well, anyway, that was it, y'all. That was the Real Housewives of Miami season 5, episode 17, reunion part 1. Let us know your thoughts. Let us know what you think about this first episode, this first part of the 3-part reunion. Um, this was a good start. I was here for it.
Thanks.
All right, y'all. This was a great week. Everybody have a wonderful weekend. Be safe and join us back here next Thursday where we will have more shenanigans with these stupid little reality shows that we watch. Jamal, any final thoughts?
Nope. We are good to go.
All right, y'all. Until next time.
Yep.
Bye.